stance on this motion, all I could think of was one line. The problem with most people, Honorable Chair, is that they hear half of what is told to them. They understand only a quarter. They think nothing at all, but when it comes to speaking, they speak twice of what they originally heard. Honorable Chair, with these words and with your due permission, today I rise vehemently in support of the motion this House supports Supreme Court's intervention in religious matters. Honorable Chair, in the next 4 minutes or so, I shall be trying to lay out a few facts in front of you. The opposition too is trying to misguide the Honorable Chair, but there is a reason that both the parties have received a time limit of 4+1 minutes in order to prove their case. That reason, Honorable Chair, is called the right to equality. Honorable Chair, it is the same right to equality which we threaten when we talk about right to freedom of expression and right to freedom of religion. Honorable Chair, the society is no longer divided by the Guna theory of Hinduism. And when we talk about triple talaq, then it was banned not because the state wanted to wrong Muslims, but because it was morally and ethically wrong. And on top of that, Honorable Chair, it also did not match the essentiality factor which was mandated by the Supreme Court upon itself back in 1992 in India's Faruqi case. Honorable Chair, if we go by the viewpoint of the opposition, then perhaps the 1984 anti-Sikh riots were also religious. Perhaps the 2008 anti-Christian riots were also religious. After all, the names of deities were chanted in both cases. And that seems to be enough for the opposition to label anything as religious. Then, Honorable Chair, perhaps the Supreme Court should not have intervened in it. However, Honorable Chair, if I am to ask the same question to the opposition through you, then they would surely reply that yes, Supreme Court should have intervened in all such cases. Honorable Chair, why is there a selective bias as to in which matters of religion should the Supreme Court intervene in and in which matters it should not? Honorable Chair, I should also not be mentioning emotionally charged incidents of the Sabrimala case or perhaps the Babri Masjid and Ram Mandir case, because I don't think that we need to pay such a heavy emotional price in order to realize a few simple things. These few simple things can be deduced with the help of pure reason. Honorable Chair, let us have a look at rights and duties. These two things are interlinked, Honorable Chair. Your right may be my duty and my duty may be your right. For example, it is totally your right to practice your religion freely in India, but it is my duty to make sure that you feel comfortable while doing so. Similarly, Honorable Chair, it is my right to practice my faith, but it is your duty to make sure that I feel safe and comfortable while doing so. Honorable Chair, back in those days, there used to be a lot of human sacrifices in ancient Rome and ancient Greece. In fact, humans were sacrificed on a day-to-day basis in front of Zeus, or Hephaestus, or Vulcan, or Jupiter. A human sacrifice there now is unheard of, but when I come to my own nation, Honorable Chair, I am forced to see the sorry case of an MA in history being forced to skin dead cows, simply because he belongs to a lower caste. And this is not old, Honorable Chair, this happened back in 2016 in Meerut. Honorable Chair, how can I forget the sacrifice, or perhaps should I say murder, of a little child by her own mother under the influence of a tantric in Maharashtra in 2018. Honorable Chair, it is almost as if the opposition clearly went through the preamble, but they did not go through the Constitution itself. Because if they would have gone through the Constitution, Honorable Chair, then they would have also come across the Black Magic Act of 2013. Honorable Chair, my final and resting argument will be that it is necessary for the Supreme Court to intervene in religious matters, because after some time, there will be no diversity of religions left. The supreme religion is simply going to push out all the smaller ones in the name of propagating itself or spreading itself. And yes, the opposition now is going to come up to me with a sorry argument that no religion preaches animosity or hatred, and that is true. But Honorable Chair, beliefs are volatile. Beliefs are not founded upon reason. It is only reason that remains rock solid, even in the winds of temptation, time, and test. Honorable Chair, it is not religion that is founded on reason, it is only the Supreme Court's judgment. To rest my case, Honorable Chair, I would like to quote the famous case of Narendra Dabholkar, who himself was a social activist. He himself was a social reformer who was shot at point blank range simply because he was against social malpractices, and he said that Supreme Court's interventions are not meant to undermine the sanctity of any kind of religion. Rather, they are there to make sure nothing immoral gets propagated under the hood of any one of them. I rest my case here. Thank you. Any questions?
there is no one to ask question, then judges or chairperson may ask questions.
Sir, as we all know that religion is a very subjective matter, and also Supreme Court has had many instances where it intervened in its own regulations and its own reform. When Supreme Court takes time to reform itself, why is it that religion is not given a permission to take its own time to reform itself, and why is there a third party that intervenes in it?
Right.
Honorable Chair, with your information, I am very much sorry to say that the interjector did not even listen to my speech and forgot to notice all the main points that I said. Honorable Chair, religion has been around for many years. To quote about Islam has been there for 1400 years. To quote about Hinduism has been there for 5,000 years. Supreme Court has not even been there since 1947. How much time are we going to take on very subjective matters such as Sati Pratha? How much time do we need to talk about Triple Talaq? Honorable Chair, there is a time limit to everything. Even to this debate, we will only receive 4.2 plus 1 minute in order to talk about these important matters. Honorable Chair, how much time are we willing to take? That is what is important.